I'm particularly proud and happy about the young filmmakers, actors, singers, writers, producers that are coming up behind my generation. In particular, Barry Jenkins. Young people understand this young man made 10, 15, 20 short films before he got the opportunity to make Moonlight. So never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson.
Hi, I'm Trina Thomas, an independent agent with Century 21 Sawyer. We provide service with a smile.
The Afro-America, the and the Latino Festival also celebrating Cinco de Mayo. It all happens on Saturday, May the 5th at 1890 Dawson Street. Looking forward to seeing you there. It is the Afro-America and the Latino Festival also celebrating Cinco de Mayo. It's all happening at 1890 Dawson Street.
Welcome. We're in the studios of WLTT 1180 AM. Sorry for the technical difficulty coming in with the intro. We're trying to get that African American Community Festival out there in the public. So I want to talk about that as we talk about economics today. You listen to No Covers Live. This show is called Straight Talk No Chaser. I'm your host, Al Alameen, coming to you out of the port city of Wilmington, North Carolina. Calling number is 910-765-0097. You can find us on Facebook as well, on our Facebook page, and also on our No Covers page. 910-765-0097. We enjoy your comments online, but we also would like to hear your comments on the air as well. Coming up May the 5th, the African American Latino Festival, Unity Festival. Here at the studios of 1890 Dawson Street, we have it on the parking lot grounds and out there in the field. Several bands are coming, several gospel bands, several Latino bands, African-American bands. Have plenty of food for you to eat. We've got plenty of vendors are signing up. We still have tables available. I'm looking at my chart now. Very few are left, though. If you need a table, get it today or tomorrow because we're running out of space in the vending area. We have a lot of different vendors, a lot of different variety of vendors that are coming out. People have asked me as we went on this project, why an African American Unity Festival? Why Unity? And it's simply we need to be together, period. That's for one reason. But it makes common sense. Can you think about the voting power that both blocks have, the African American community, the Black community, and the voting potential that the Hispanic community? Believe me, the politicians know the voting power because they made sure to line up to be here on that day to make sure that they participate in the festival. Believe me, they know the voting block and they know how powerful that voting block can be and is. So on May the 5th, let me give you some numbers. If you don't know, you may already know. But let me give you some data. When we talk about the Black spending power, I hear these numbers come out a lot. We talk about where Black Americans have this $1.7 trillion spending power. It's gone from 1.4 sometime to 1.7 year in range. This large spending block that we have as African Americans, we have this large spending block. Do you know what the Hispanic community spending block is? As of 2016, their spending block is $1.5 trillion. They got the same spending block we got. Advertisers understand their power as well. Politicians understand their vote as well. I think you're getting the picture. Let me give you some more numbers. 15% of white families make over $1 million. 15%. 2.3% of Hispanic families make over $1 million. 1.9% of Black families make over $1 million. I hope you're listening to the numbers very clear. They're clear numbers. I didn't make these up. I didn't make them up. $2.4 million is what the Schwab's magazine says. You need $2.4 million to be wealthy. 2.4 million is considered wealthy. We have only 10% of African Americans that have over $1 million. They're not even considered wealthy. Most of the wealthy ones are either the movie stars, the basketball players, the football players, sports and entertainment figures. They're the wealthy. They're in the 10%. The other 90% of African Americans don't even qualify to be in the middle class or be in the wealthy class. Which requires $2.4 million to be in that class. The other 90% are either in the middle class or poor. That's just facts. So it makes sense to align ourselves with another group that can put pressure to get the things both of us need in the community, to get opportunities that both of us need in the community. I keep hearing, well, other folks are coming in taking away the jobs. No, they're getting the jobs we didn't want anymore. That's just reality. We spoiled our children so that they didn't have to cut grass anymore. And that's why other folks have the landscaping jobs in the community. That's reality, y'all. You go find me a 13-year-old kid in the summer with a lawnmower pushed behind his bicycle nowadays. No, he's busy playing the Xbox during summer. Because he knows he's going to get those Jordans come school time regardless, because you're going to go get them for him. We spoiled them. Hello, Lethea. How you doing? What's up, Mr. Glenn? I see my Facebook family's coming. That's the truth, folks. We spoiled them. We're talking about other folks taking jobs and doing the roofing jobs, doing the outdoor work that we once did. We don't have any carpentry. We stopped carpentry in high school. They stopped vocational classes. And we didn't say anything about it. We just let them stop it. We didn't march and picket then. We let them take VOTEC out, electricians out, carpentry out. So those manual jobs, they have to go down to Cape Fear and get now and not get them in high school. I graduated from high school as a certified welder. So when folks talk about somebody else coming to get the jobs, they're only getting the jobs that our spoiled children don't want, because our spoiled children want a job making $15 an hour just coming out with a high school diploma. They don't want the jobs of cutting grass. And I get them all day long. I ain't going out there in the hot sun to cut no grass. Man, we used to go out there with a lawnmower on the back of the bicycle with a can of gasoline, and moved out with a rake on our back on the grass and some lawn bags when the wintertime to rake those leaves up. And didn't mind getting paid straight out the pocket, but we added that money up, No, those children know they're going to get those fine clothes. They're going to get that new wear regardless anyway. And so we have a spoiled group. So don't complain about another group coming in and taking jobs from the community. We just don't want to do those jobs anymore. We spoiled our kids and got them to the point that they don't want to do anything. And so what? And likewise, it is true that someone has infiltrated the community with another way to make money fast. And we went for it. Our children went for it. We allowed them to go for it. And many times, the mother or father in the household know the young man is hustling. So this is something we allow. You know, you in the community know who the hustlers are. And a lot of times, the hustlers are paying rent here, and paying rent there. And the family knows about it. Y'all, let's be honest. So we accepted that criteria. We could have picked our bootstraps up, as Booker T said, picked our bootstraps up where we were, and grind and took those menial jobs and then made something more. We decided to go to the other route, the handout route. Gimme. And we went to that route. We've had what we so I don't hear those complaints about my other community. My brothers and sisters that's coming in doing the work that we didn't want to do. I don't hear those complaints no more. I want you to come out and unify that day with someone who has a strong voting block, a strong economic block as we have. And we can put those two blocks together in a unified effort, and we can make some changes in our community and in our education program. You go follow the bus stops. Yeah, but amen, Michael Carraway. You get amen to that. That's what we did. We voted them out. We voted those trades and we voted all of those activities out of schools, and those were, coming out of the high school with a certified welding degree. I was a certified welder, MIG and TIG. So when I went into the military, I had a range of jobs waiting for me. And once they found out I was certified welder, oh, you go over here, you go over here, you go over here. And you get ranked because I'm welding. I'm making sure they get the job done. I had a trade behind myself. I don't weld anymore. I got tired of getting burnt. And I went back to school and got another education. But it was what got me through when I needed it. And a lot of our children don't have that now because we spoiled them. We come into this. So I'm gonna get some. I'm going to the Kanye situation. I'm going there. So you see the bridge. I'm like the bridge, build bridges. I'm building the bridge to what I want to talk about with that. See, we think we have arrived. All of us, all 90%. I just gave you the numbers. I said only 10% of African Americans make over $1 million. Only 10%. Only 10%. So they need 90% that make $1 million or less. 90% of African Americans have less than $1 million of work, but yet we think we've arrived. We live like we've arrived. We live like we've been here for 400 years, working with getting wages. We forgot 300 something years we got no wages. We didn't get paid for those years of free slavery. Yes, and that is part of our problem, correct. However, we cannot act like we have arrived because we simply haven't. We're trying to play. I always use the analogy. We're trying to beat a race. I'm just trying to play, y'all. I'm sorry. We're trying to win a race. 100-yard dash, and the other person has a 90-yard head start. He got 10 yards to go, and we starting off at the gun. He's already got a 80 to 90-yard head start, and we think we can win that 100-yard dash. No, but if I had that same race in a marathon, I could catch him. So what I learned to do is learn how to run a marathon. I'm not trying to run a sprint. See, here's what I'm saying, family. We run sprints because we try to catch it in one generation. It didn't take one generation to get us to the point that only 10% of us make $1 million. So what we should be planning, we should be financially planning economically marathon races, leaving something from one generation to the next generation to the next generation, so that when you're sitting somewhere, however in your afterlife you feel you're going to be, you can look down, or you can look out, or you can look inwardly, or your children can look within themselves and see, look at what great-great-grandfather started and look at what I completed. Now we won the marathon here in America. That's how we have to think. We think sprints. Sprint is not having a decent house to live in, but driving a Mercedes. That's living a sprint. Sprint is having designer wear, but don't have burial insurance. That's living a sprint, because when you got all this designer wear that got to be sold when you die because the children can't afford to pay for that's living a sprint. We have to learn to live marathons economically. Fake it till you make it. That's what they call it, Michael. So Michael Carraway called he chimed in and said, fake it till you make it. That's what they call it. Fake it till you make it. No, that attitude hasn't got out the door, because that attitude is living and running a sprint. It only gets you but so far. The person in a 100-yard dash, if he's at 80 yards already, and you take off at the gun, you can't catch it. It's no way impossible. I don't care if your name is Usain Bolt. You ain't catching nobody unless they're in a wheelchair at 80, and they got 20 more yards to run in a 100-yard dash. But now if that same person is running a marathon and they got an 80-yard head start on me, I'm gonna walk them down. I used to run cross country. Mike, I'm gonna walk you down. I'm going because I got a marathon now. I'm planning long distance. I'm planning for that uphill that's coming up. I'm planning for that downhill that's coming up. I'm running a marathon. I'm gonna catch you one way or the other because I got time to catch you. I'm not trying to catch you today. I'm trying to catch you in my children's tomorrow. And once we start living that way, family, we're gonna find it's gonna go out the door, and we're gonna find these comments that I'm hearing we would understand. So let's go to Kanye. I said Kanye is not black or African American. He's rich. So I gave you the numbers to prove that. I go over to you again. 15% of white families are in the wealthy stage. 2.3% of the Hispanic families are in the wealthy stage. 1.9% of black families are in the wealthy phase. That means, if I do my math correctly, 98% of black families are non-wealthy. They're not wealthy. They may be well off, but they're not wealthy. What did Charles Schwab describes wealth as? Wealth, $2.4 million cumulative is what a wealthy person has. So there's 1.9 million, there's 1.9% of black families that have over $2.4 million. The other 98% of African Americans not even in that category. So when Kanye is speaking, he may be erratic. He may have a game plan. He may have something totally against what he's doing. But he's speaking as someone with money. So what he says really doesn't faze me half the time, because he's speaking as someone who's rich. He's speaking as someone who came from the ghettos of Chicago, rose up, and became rich. He's speaking as Jay-Z. When Jay-Z speaks, I don't listen, unless he's taking one of my ideas. When he speaks, I don't pay what him and Blue and Jew is doing. I really don't, because he's in a different category. I'm not. We think we have this illusion that because a few, very few black folks, you may have like Will and Jada, you may have them that still have their black consciousness. We have a few that still have some black consciousness, but we expect everyone in that 1.9% to have black consciousness. How can they have black consciousness when they don't even associate in those circles anymore? Their friends are mostly white. The people they associate with are mostly white. The people they go eat with, the people they do business with are mostly white. They deal business with wealthy people. When Jay-Z, when Kanye goes to invest in some stock, he don't invest in anyone that look like us. When he goes to buy a car, he's not looking for a black car dealership. That he's not even thinking that route. His mind doesn't even work that way anymore. It can't work that way anymore, because he's in that 1.9% of families that's in the wealthy pool. The other 98% of us, we are not in the wealthy pool. So you can get all upset and waste your time worrying about what he said and what he didn't say and why he said it. I can pick through what he said. I'll take one. I can go either way with it. It's how you look at it. He said sounds like a choice. When he talked about slavery, what was he saying? In one sense, he could have been saying, well, if it's 50 people on the plantation and 2 slave masters and 100 slaves, well, it looked like you got the numbers in your favor. There should have been more than that terms. That's what he could have been saying. That's what I have said for years. But I understood. It took me to understand. See, you got to understand, this man is only about, what is Kanye, about 34, 35 years old? He don't have enough history in his brain to understand. A lot of times we're listening to people who just learned about history yesterday because they have time on their hands to go study it. And so they get it and grab with it and don't know. I've been doing this since I was 18 years old, studying our history. So I understand the psychological effects that slavery had on us that made the slaves docile. I understand they had nursery plantations on the slave. You know what a nursery plantation was? You know why we have nursery rhymes? A nursery plantation was where they took the baby away from the mother and put them on a nursery plantation to make them a slave. Because they knew if they kept them with the African mother, or kept them with the African father, like Kizzy, they would have grown up thinking African. So what they did is they took the baby. When they would take the children away from the families, they were breaking up the families to keep the knowledge from being passed on from one generation to the other. And they put them on a nursery plantation and raised them to be a slave. So when you look at the movie Roots, Fiddler was an American raised slave. He didn't think nothing like Toby. He didn't think nothing like Kunta. His mind was American bred, American made. He had been raised, he had never seen the shores of Africa in his life, so he was made in America. So when you understand that, then you understand why the slaves didn't run. But he wouldn't know that. He's just making comments. Technically, I think he's trying to sell music. I noticed he's been quiet, and since somebody mentioned today, he's been quiet since his album dropped. I made a comment and somebody got mad and said, "You joking about it?" That was not a joke. Yes, it is to me, because he's got some rednecks running out right now trying to, he got some redneck Trump supporters right now trying to find high school dropout. Right now, he got some rednecks running and they trying to find high school dropout. They had never heard it before in their life. Oh, Kanye, he made that movie, he made that album, high school dropout. I won't get that. Why? Because he played to the same hand Trump played to. That's what happens. We have to start running this marathon, folks. We got to stop running this sprint. I stopped running it years ago. I was sprinting. I was trying to get there quick. I'm trying to, the only thing I want to be able to do is make sure that when I go to the grave, I've got something that my children can say is tangible. That they can say, Dad left this and he left us something that now we can take this and work it to the next generation. He left us enough here, or he left a way here, a plan here, some books here, something that we can take, and then we can move this product, we can move this line, and we can move this business to the next stage of development within their circle. And then they take it and they move it to the next generation for their children's circle. That's what we have to start thinking. I got whenever my big brother say take 100, I'm good. Yeah, the rest of y'all don't care what y'all say. I'm good now. When I get 100 from him, I know I'm on track. That's my big brother. That's my mentor. That's what I look up to. Because he had it years ago when I didn't have it. He saw it. He saw it. I didn't see it then because I was in this revolutionary too. I wanted to kill the world, man. I wanted to kill everybody. I hated everybody. Was mad at everybody. You gotta get out of that mindset, man. You gotta get rid of that. You gotta leave that in the past. You got to move forward and make sure you leave something. But you can't get pissed with Kanye. He can think the way he want to think. He's free. He can say what he want to say. He's free. He can do what he want to do. He's free. Kanye wealth, what was it? I looked it up. 1.45 million. Even with the $53,000, 53 million. He's a man. Come on, y'all. Y'all getting upset by that. The man had $53 million in debt. He wiped that clean and still was 145 good. His wife was 155, so together they 300 mil. Huh? Yeah, huh? 145, he was 55. He did a deal with some clothing line and lost about 55. So he was 55 in debt. Still came out with 145 million. His wife got 155 million, so together they got 300 million. And we worrying about what he said? He can say what he wants to. He's free. He's economically free. And he don't owe us anything. He doesn't. He doesn't feel like he does. You shouldn't feel like he does. Oh, you brought a couple albums. You went to a couple shows. So he owe you what? You want a refund on your tickets? You want to burn? You want to take the albums out and burn? You brought them and enjoyed them on your own taste. The man doesn't owe us anything. What we do is we owe it to ourselves to find out. Let me see what he invested in. What Jay-Z invested in. What stocks Denzel investing in? That's what I try to find out. Where's Steve Harvey putting his money? When I started investing in Bitcoins, I got invested in Bitcoins because people that I knew that had wealth were investing in Bitcoins. And I made a little money off Bitcoins. I'm kicking myself because I did it too late. I'm mad because I was listening to other people. My wife's on the line too. When she about to chime in and say, I told you so. Because when my first talked to me about Bitcoins, I'd heard about Bitcoins before, but I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't. I don't want to be bothered with it. I thought it was a scam. You know, I got into it late and then realized the money people made and got out. Now, it's dropped again. I got it on my phone. I usually can tell you right now every day. I tell you what the rate is every day. It's dropped again. I got back in again. I pulled my money out, made a little bit. I put back in again. I'm waiting for it to go back up again. It's called investing. But I try to learn. I've got some a gentleman that called me the other day. He talked to me about going against Bitcoins. So I asked him personally. He's a white investor. I said, will you give me a list of investments that you were investing in? So I know. That's what we have to start thinking about doing instead of worrying about what somebody that's rich said out their mouth. That time y'all spending on Facebook all day long, chiming back and forth, mad at Kanye. You've been pulling up the stock exchange report and trying to figure out where you can put some money in so that your children will have something when we dead and gone. Yeah, some saving bonds or something. Figuring out an idea that can make you, so you scared of banks. Okay, all right, I got you. So you're scared of investments. Okay, I got you. So where are your business cards at? What business are you working on after you get off work at 5 o'clock in the evening so you can start that business up so you can make more? Because you know you can make more on your own product. People ask me, why do I write books? I write books for this simple reason. This book here, No Covers Volume 2, by the time I finish putting it at cost, I give it to you. I give you the information. I want you to do the same. Matter of fact, you can use my publishing company. It costs about $2.50. It's my words. Can't take those away from me. I wouldn't care if I sold 20 this month. Them 20 is mine. You can't take that away from me. That profit off that 20 goes straight in my pocket. I give Uncle Sam his percent, Amazon get their percent, and I go home with my percent. It's all mine. I don't have to give it to nobody else I work for because No Covers is independent. It works for itself. That's what I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to find a way to leave something that my children can build off of with those investments to keep moving. That's economics. That's living a marathon. Living a sprint is me taking that money and going out and buying a brand new car. Getting some bling bling, some chains around my neck because I want to shine like the rappers. Nah. Kanye, go do your thing, bro. Run for president. If you plan on running, run. I ain't telling you I'm going to vote for you, but run. I like to see what your platform is first. 910-765-0097. I'm excited about this weekend, May the 5th. We're having the Afro-American Latino Festival here at the radio station. I want you all to come out in numbers, in droves. Come out and support what we're doing here at the radio station. We'll take a station break and come back to you. Got to get these ads in here. And make sure you come out to the festival this weekend. Y'all want to stay with me? I'll continue the subject in about 30 seconds. We're back. Michael, I got you on that one. Michael said, I want to read this clearly to you. He said, I disagree with you when you say Kanye is free. Actually, he's a slave to the almighty dollar. He has sold his soul in order to gain wealth and will do anything to maintain it. He will even pump out his wife. Think about it. I don't disagree with you 100%. I'm talking about mentally free. He's free. He's free financially. Financially, he's free. He ain't free mentally. I'm not expecting him to be free mentally. How many? Here's the difference. How many of our rich athletes, movie stars, are mentally free? Yeah. They're economically free. That means they can do and move in the circles that they choose to. I don't even deal with them because I know more. There are very few of them that I have seen. That one of my main people, Talib. I love me some Talib Kweli because I used to love Talib Kweli when he was coming up. And I've watched him risk his financial wealth to be mentally free as an African American, as a black man. He's mentally free. And he still is able to maintain a level of economic freedom. But as you state, Michael, you're correct. Most of them become slaves to that dollar, but they are economically free. They can go to the Cancun, go to the island, go wherever they want to, eat whatever they want to, do whatever they want to. And most of us are trying to be in that number as well. That is why most people chop on Kanye. The trick is, the trick is, because I'm gonna just share something with you. I was almost at that point free until the state of North Carolina decided that I was making a little bit too much money. But I was getting there. I was getting close to that. But as you make more money, your mind changes a certain way. So you do less studying, you do less advocating, you do less of this, and then you get more and more and more to that dollar. The trick is becoming mentally and economically free. That's the person that's the best. And that percentage is very, that's like a 0.3%. It is very few people that get into that $1 million bracket and still maintain a sense of what we call Black consciousness. And you can name them on about this hand and that hand. Some of the names are coming in my head. Some of the pictures are coming in my head right now. That they still have that sense to the community. They're making large sums of money. They're willing to make that record or make that song or say what needs to be said in the public and risk everything. So as folks was dogging Colin Kaepernick, I was standing with him because to me the man was free mentally. I wasn't talking about his economic. He was free mentally. He had a platform. He was willing to risk. You know what he was risking? He knew what he was risking. But now to me, I've been studying him on the low. To me, he's freer than anyone now because he still has been able to maintain his level of economics. But now he's mentally free over here as well. And he's free to do some things for his community that the other ones can't do because they would risk the money of that slave master's dollar. Oh, so yeah, when you say slave to the dollar, he is. That's what he's doing right now. He's making some more money. That's why I said folks are going to go out and buy his other albums that had never brought him before. And he knows that. He saw what they did with Trump. He knows that. So what I'm telling folks is don't beat the brother up. That's his business. You don't have to. You can go burn his album if you want to. You can not go to his shows if you want to. You can take off all his YouTube videos, but don't waste your time. Start wasting your time thinking about how to get financially free yourself and keep your mental freedom as well. So I figured out how to become financially free and keep your sense of consciousness as well. That's difficult. That's going to be difficult. Very difficult. As you start to move in those circles, let me tell you what they will come and tell you. You best be having your investment plan, and you better, in this country, you better be able to have your own business where you're free and secure. Because you're not doing that working no job 8 to 5. Not with you're not coming there with all that. They don't want to hear that. You do that when you retire. But when you on that job, I told my son, Michael, you know my son in the military. And you know what I told him. I said, in the military, you be in the military. Don't be like your dad. You keep your dad's stuff on the radio. I told my son, you listen to mine on the radio, but you don't repeat a word I said. If they ask you who I am, that's my estranged father. Yeah. I told him that. Michael, you know I told him that. I told him that's my son. He's in the United States military. And I told him, if people might ask you that, I don't know the man. Because they ask you if that's a setup question. You're not able to speak that in that uniform. He has to maintain a certain degree. And I've taught him how to get through that and weave through that. But I'm mentally free over here. You do what you got to do. And then once you retire, you do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. He definitely got a trap mind, Mike. His mind trapped. When you all talk about his mind gone, his mind it's there, but it's his mind. We knew this about Kanye a long time. We knew something else was coming a long time. We knew this was coming. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in playing the Trump playbook. Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. We at this radio station before we switched the program. We had some very conservative talk shows here before. And I used to be a special guest on a talk show here before I got my own show. I used to be a special guest. And I never forget, because I've been a registered Republican, I don't mind saying, I've been a registered Republican for almost 16 years now. And everybody know I talk about it all the time, why I register. I register because I believe in the 33% rule. I don't think we need to put all our votes in one hat. And I need to know what's going on the other side. I don't agree with Trump. I don't like Trump at all. I couldn't stand Trump. I really don't. I didn't vote for Trump. But I'm a conservative in my values and ideas, so I stick with a party that's conservative. People say, why not independent? Because independent don't really have a party. I want to be in a party where I know what's going on, at least on that side, so I can at least be the spook to step out the door if nothing else. However, Trump came to Trask Coliseum. Yeah. You know how, I don't even tell you how much was offered, how much pressure was offered to be on the stage next to Trump as Daoud Nasir El-Amin. Think about it now. I got phone calls to sit on that stage as Daoud Nasser El-Amin beside Trump. I could have ran with it. I got an offer to go down to Orlando. Or once you got in, they'll take you around. Silk and Diamond, Silk and Diamond getting paid. I looked at the Silk and I looked at it. But, oh, believe me, I looked at the money very closely. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I saw the money Silk and Diamond was making, and I said, ooh. Ask my friends. You go find Frankie Robertson and T.B. Johnson and ask them what I was dealing with during that time period of that campaign. I've been in the party for 16 years, and you telling me you're going to give me X amount, and all I got to do is travel from city to city and just open, you got the Muslim look, you got the national look, yeah. It was offered. It was on the table. I ain't Kanye. That ain't how I roll. I get mine my way. I get mine through no covers. But they put pressure on you. And it was pressure, because especially when I'm looking at the bills and I'm riding a bicycle. Yeah. Especially when I got the city government, the state government, the United States government on watch, watching every move. It's pressure. It was pressure for me. Do I take Judas's bag of gold and sacrifice the people? No. That's just me. I ain't Kanye. I know the average other brother in my situation that had that offer. I know some that's with me that would have took that. Some that told me I was a fool for not taking it. Yes. All you had to do is go stand beside the man. We're gonna fly you down, put you in a hotel, set you up. You come on, come free. We're just gonna put you on stage. Come on. Yes. It's hard, y'all. It's easy to talk that stuff on Facebook, man. it's easy to talk that black consciousness on Facebook. You try living it for 35 years. It's easy to talk it, but I'm telling y'all, it's easy to go on Facebook. He should stay his conscience. He eating the black people. He hurting this. He talked about Obama. All I had to do was say one word. All I had to do, boy, because you know how much they would double it. You know how they would have doubled it up. If I had said something nasty about Obama, they would have doubled it up. I couldn't do it, Michael. But Mike, I got you. I couldn't do it. Mike told me I should take it. I couldn't do it. Because I had 35 years of people being looking up to me to say certain words, living a certain life. I couldn't do it. Although I will admit to you, I wanted to do it. Or if I went out and said something nasty about Obama, it would have doubled the ante. All I had to do was play the speaker. I disagree. Obama ain't did nothing for black folks. Oh, if I said that, well, Trump would have ate it up. I had to go to the stadium in front of the audience and just tell people Obama ain't did nothing for black folks, and then list this record. That would have doubled the ante. I couldn't do it, but I ain't Kanye. I couldn't. I had my children to think about. I had my legacy to think about. I had my 35 years of black consciousness to think about. Kanye didn't have that. Kanye didn't go to DC in 1983 and throw keys to South Africa's embassy with Randall Robinson in the Trans-Africa campaign. He didn't get that. He didn't do that. Kanye didn't start a campaign against 7-Eleven in his own hometown after black women had got raped at night and killed in a convenience store because there was only one person on the shift. Kanye didn't live that. Kanye didn't come to North Carolina and change his name. He didn't live that. Kanye hadn't been in 5 and 6 and different massages all over the country. Kanye hadn't sat at Minister Farrakhan's table. He ain't lived that. So I understand Kanye better than you do. I understand him. I understand him well. real well. I couldn't do it. I thought about the spook, Michael. Yeah. But I had to deal with all the pressure. I had to deal with my 6 boys and my daughter. How would they handle it and how would they explain it? And would they be able to explain it? And the pressure they had to live behind me. Your daddy sold out. And I couldn't do it. Now, single with no children, that's a different ball game, Mike. I've been up there like Don King with red, white, blue flags. If they had caught me when I was 25, I'm waving both of them. I'm waving them in the air. Yeah. They caught me early on in life, but I couldn't do it after 35 years. I'm just being honest with you, family. I'm just being honest with you. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. But I understand the pressure that he's under. I understand why he's doing it. I understand that what he's doing is going to sell. I understand his name was not even mentioned over the last 6 months to a year. And all of a sudden, over the last week, I've heard Kanye this, Kanye that. I was listening to Fox News this morning. They talking about Kanye West on Fox News. Over 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, Fox News was dogging Kanye West out about a comment he said about the hurricanes. Oh, Bush. That was 8 years ago. Fox News was killing him. This morning, Kanye was a hero. I'm listening. That's what got me started on subject there. I'm listening to Fox News this morning, and they was loving them some Kanye West. You know how many people going to get Kanye West albums or downloading his music right now? Yeah, the man is a slave to $1. He will sell his wife out and sell you out. So don't get upset when they do it. Do not get upset when a comedian or a politician or a football star, athlete star go rogue on you. And don't expect them all to have any black consciousness. There are very few that have any, if any at all. They got some, but they've been left the hood. And they're not trying to come back at all. They're trying to get as far away from you and I as possible. As far away from you and I as possible. That's all I got today, folks. I'm shortening it up today. I'm getting started on this festival. May the 5th, this Saturday. Come out, bring your tables. We still got booths left. Sign up for your booth. Call in the radio station, get your booth. It's the African American Latino Festival. It's going to be huge. We got 3 bands coming. Got plenty of food. You like the mixture of food? We got them from both sides. We got the soul. We got the fish and chicken, and we also got the tacos, etc. So come on out, enjoy yourself. Bring your families. Bring your children. A day of fun. Activities for everybody, some face paint people, come out, enjoy yourself, and let's do this. It's going to be an annual event. This is when we're coming right back again. When we say annual, we're not annual. This is going to be a regular event. We're coming back in with our fall festival in September. So we're starting now. We're doing another one in September because this station is now merging the 2 communities together, and we're going to keep that going. And you're going to see something big come out of this because I just want you to think about, number one, I talked about the economic power. Hispanics have a $1.5 trillion spending power. So you already got some products that you want to get out, bring them out here. We also have a $1.5 to $1.7 trillion spending power. Put them 2 spending powers together. Now we get the attention of the politicians in our town. Now we get the attention of the educational system in our town. They think they send their children to school too. They have the same problems I was having. Yeah. So let's handle that, and let's get busy this weekend. And let's have a wonderful time. I want you all to come out and enjoy. This is No Cover signing off.